Hey, all you little berries out there. That was dumb. Hey, everybody. Today's video is. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Strawberry Keely, and today's video is for a friend, and she's actually going on a trip in a few weeks, and she asked me to make her a video to help her get over her fear of flying. And I just wanted to get this video out quickly so that she could watch it before her trip, and anybody else who struggles with the fear of flying could watch it, and maybe it could help her and help them out. And I just kind of want to admit first and foremost that I too have a fear of flying, and it's not as bad as it used to be. I used to be really bad. I actually cried the first time I went on an airplane and we took off, and I was a mess. I was a sobbing mess. It was awful. But now I get on a plane and I have no problem, and I just want to say that it's because I do these things that I'm about to tell you about that I've been able to go from that crying mess on an airplane to being able to just sit in my seat and be calm and be collected and just fly. So, your preparation for the flight and for, calming your nerves actually starts the night before. You want to remove as much stress from your day as possible, so you want to make sure that you have everything packed. Make a list if you need to, but you don't want to be running around the day of your flight, trying to pack everything or make sure that you have everything ready. Just to make sure that you're as calm as possible. And you want to make sure that if you can't pack it, or you don't want to pack it, or it's a bag or whatever, you have it laid in a place that it's not going to be forgotten, like in front of your door or on your counter or wherever you're going to see it and remember, hey, I need to grab this. So when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna want to make sure that you put on comfy clothes. You're not gonna want to wear anything excessive or anything that's gonna make you uncomfortable. Nothing tight-fitting, nothing, itchy or weird or, anything like that. Stick to the basics, like a t-shirt and jeans or t-shirt and yoga pants. It really doesn't matter what it is as long as it's comfortable for you. And as far as your shoes go, you're gonna wanna make sure that you have comfortable, easy to walk in, but easy to slip on and off shoes. So if that means tennis shoes that you can slip on and off or tie easily, or like Toms, or even freaking Crocs, whatever, just make sure they're comfortable and easy to get on and off. So that's what you're gonna want to do the day before and right before you leave your house. But things that you want to make sure that you have packed to take with you to the airport, you're gonna want some gum, just to regulate the pressure in your ears during flight or during takeoff and landing. And you're gonna want some Dramamine or other motion sickness medicine. Even if you're not prone to motion sickness in a car or in a train or whatever, and it's been a while or you've never been on a plane, you're not really sure how it's going to affect you. So you want to make sure that you have the Dramamine or the motion sickness medicine so that you, like, just in case you get motion sick, like, you have it. You want to make sure that you have any other medications that you might need packed in your carry-on. Like, for me, I take I take anxiety medicine, so I make sure that I have that with me on my carry-on. Next up, when you get to security, make sure that you have everything out and ready. And make sure that you read beforehand what you're not allowed to have and what you're allowed to have. Just because, like, you want to be prepared and you want to be as knowledgeable as possible so that you are not guessing when you get to the airport. And as far as snacks and drinks goes, I think the TSA website says that you're allowed to have snacks. You're not allowed to have drinks, but you're allowed to have snacks in your carry-on bag. But the way that I do it, and the way that I think a lot of people do it, is I wait until I get past security, and then I buy my snacks and drinks, just because I don't want that extra nervousness of, like, what if they stop me and what if they take it away, or, you know, something like that happens. Like, you know that it's allowed because it says it on the website, but what if you're that one person? You know, there's always that anxiety there. And so the way that I do it is I always get my snacks after security, just because of, you know, that anxiety that's there. But you want to be prepared for long lines, and you want to be prepared to get stopped, like, just in case. So you want to get to the airport at least 2.5 hours before your flight, because you also want to have extra time to be able to grab snacks, grab drinks, grab a meal if you need it, go to the restroom, whatever, before you get onto your plane, because you want to get those things out of the way, especially using the restroom. You want to get that out of the way before you get on the plane, because you don't want to have that hassle of using the airport restroom, or the airplane restroom, I mean, or, like, if you don't have an aisle seat, you don't want to have that hassle of having to get up and have everybody move. Or once you get into the airplane restroom, as far as I remember, the toilets make a loud noise, and so it can be startling to some people, and that can add to your anxiety. Or just getting up and walking around the plane can add to your anxiety. So you want to have that out of the way, and you want to make sure that you have your snacks and your drinks out of the way before you get on the plane. So just make sure you have enough time for that. Once you're at the gate, though, you're free and clear to pretty much do whatever you want until you have your boarding group get called. So make sure you know your boarding group, and, like, you have it in the back of your mind, and you know, like, you're listening for it, because you don't want to miss it. So, like, you can pretty much just sit there and, like, play on your phone, or, like, play a DS or play your Switch or whatever, until your boarding group gets called, and then you'll get on the plane and you'll put your things where they go, and you'll sit in your seat And once you get into your seat is when it starts to set in. So this is when you need like calming exercises the most. And I like to have at least one object of comfort for the plane. So I'll stow like a teddy bear or a jacket or something that calms me and is soft in my carry-on or in my personal item, which is usually a bag as well, like a backpack or a purse. And I'll take that out and I'll hold on to it until we get off the ground. And so what usually happens is the flight attendant will say a couple things and then there'll be an instructional video and you know, you'll taxi down the runway and then takeoff will happen. So you want to have your gum in your mouth, you know, even before you board the plane, just, you know, stick a piece of gum in your mouth. You want to have that for takeoff. You want to have your comfort item in your lap. You want to make sure, you know, you have your seatbelt on, obviously. And you want to close your eyes or look out the window, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. Usually I do a mixture of both, just because like I like to check where we are and then close my eyes, do a couple breathing exercises, check where we are, close my eyes, do a couple breathing exercises, and, you know, I'll do that until they say, you know, you're free to move about the cabin or whatever. And then I'll take out, you know, whatever activity I brought to do on the plane. And then there's turbulence, which is not actually that bad. I've been through some pretty bad turbulence, and it's not actually as bad as it seems. Like it can be pretty bad, but once you're through it, you're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. But what you want to do during turbulence is grab your comfort item and whatever activity you're doing, whether it's watching a movie or listening to music or playing a game or whatever, and you want to have your comfort item in your hand, and whatever activity you're doing, you want to focus on it as much as you can. Just clear your head of anything except for it. And, you know, as soon as the turbulence is over, you'll be able to breathe again. But you want to breathe through the turbulence, like in, out, you know, like that. And you know, you don't need to hold on or anything. You'll have your seatbelt on, because I usually leave it on the entire flight. I don't normally take it off at all. And so you'll feel secure, and you'll have your comfort item, and you'll have your activity, and you'll get through it. And then for landing, it's a little bit different than takeoff, which kind of feels like you're being pressed down into your seat for a little bit, and then you kind of feel a little weightless as they level out, and then you settle in. For landing, you kind of feel a little weightless, and then you press in as they level off, and then you feel a little weightless, and then you settle in when you land. And the land is kind of like, if you've ever been on a fender bender, and you know, that initial impact of hitting the car against the other car, that's kind of what it feels like. So you need to like prepare yourself for that impact. But other than that, you'll need to have another stick of gum in your mouth, or the same stick of gum if you didn't spit it out. You'll need to have your comfort item. You're going to want to put away your activities and stuff, stow them under your seat, wherever you got them from, put your tray table up. But you're going to want to have your comfort item and your phone, and play some music while you're landing. And then once you land, all the nerves will go away. It'll be like a huge relief. You'll be able to breathe like way easier once you land. So that's really all that I have as far as like walking you through the day goes, and that's, you know, really all that I do as far as the tips and the tricks are concerned. Really just breathe through it, try to distract yourself, be as knowledgeable as possible, don't overthink it. You will be okay. Everything will be fine. You will get through it. You know, your brain will spiral out of control because you will be stressed and you will be anxious and you will be afraid, but everything is going to be okay. Just follow these tips and do your best, and you will be fine. And I believe in you. Even if you feel like nobody else does, I believe in you. So yeah, that's the video, and I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope it's helpful. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you liked it, like the video, tell me what you thought down in the comments, and please subscribe if you want to see more. I know this is really soon after my first video, but I still haven't come up with a schedule, and I'm trying, and I will soon, and I'll probably make a post about it, or I'll say it in my next video, whenever that is. And have a great day.